Hey, happy Friday. I'm Joseph Fenity. Look, things are changing around here. No, seriously, they really are. We're changing things up tonight. No news. We are skipping headlines. We are talking about music and words that change your life. What is a song that has just stopped you in your tracks? That is the Fenity inquiry of the night. Stand by, hang tight. We're going to let others join us already in progress. It's FENITY Friday, ready or not. The show begins in just about 20 seconds.
Wanna live with my eyes and arms open. Trust my heart like it's never been broken. Love is white as the sky.
Hi, happy Friday. Joseph Fenity here. Welcome to FENITY Friday. It's becoming a pattern, isn't it? Don't you love this? Okay, so I thought today what we would do, by the way, if you're watching this on Facebook, tonight would be a good night to start a watch party. Just click that start watch party thing or click share or text a friend because tonight's Friday is, well, it doesn't even matter what day you're watching this. It's what I decided to do. Let's just get to what I decided to do, okay? Because I'm the boss here. I am the executive producer of the show, okay? So here's what I decided. I decided that we would totally skip headlines, zero headlines, because I decided I wanted to be in a good mood today. And hopefully it would carry over to the weekend, right? Like hopefully if I'm in a good mood Friday, which by the way, thanks for giving me a reason to put on a shirt. I really appreciate that. I wait all week for this. So I thought if I'm going to be in a good mood this weekend, I've got to do something on Friday to get me in a good mood. Number one, no headlines. We're totally skipping headlines because it's primarily bad news. Okay, so we'll skip to the good stuff. So I thought I would tell you a story tonight. I'm already looking over at my timer. I've set a timer. Don't worry. Anyone who knows me even just a little bit, you know how much I love music. And if you know me really well, you know what type of music I like. You know, I can go for a 90s country song just as much as I go for a pop dance kind of song. So from the twang near to the I like it all. Okay. So what I really like about music, though, when I like my songs, I don't know, is there a song in your life that has stopped you in your tracks? Stopped you in someone else's tracks? Stopped you completely? So what I really love is I love good vocals, especially background vocals. That seems to make a song, doesn't it? Lyrics are the other thing. I don't understand anyone who loves music, that's great, but I don't understand people who are just going to the music and don't even know what the song says. I don't get that. I don't accept that. But what I don't accept even more than that, by the way, is someone who doesn't like music. If you don't like music, that's like not liking dogs. It's just not going to work. You must love dogs, must love music. Okay, so question of the night, the Fenity inquiry tonight on FENITY Friday and at fenity.live. Share, start a watch party. The question of the night is this: what song has stopped you in your tracks completely and made you go, what is that? Or who is that? Or what is this? What is this noise, this beautiful noise? What is this? There is a song that did that for me. And I have to say, there's a song that has completely changed my life. It's changed the path. It has altered the people I've met. It has altered the way I've thought about things. And it was in 2003 when I first heard this song. Now, it's no wonder I heard this song because it was Wynona's new album. Anyone who knows me even a little bit knows how obsessed I am with Wynona. I love the Judds. I love Wynona. In fact, I love her so much that recently I was at one of her concerts. Last year I was at a concert of hers, and I ran up to her after the show with a LP, an old vinyl record from RCA Records that she and her mom had done. And I handed her the record and I said, hey, why? Will you sign this for me? And she grabbed the record, took a mark slide. She said, sure. What's your name, honey? In my head, I thought we knew each other. I was so heartbroken when she said, yeah, what's your name? Oh, that's right. Oh, right. We don't know each other. Anyway, that's how much I love music. These songs and these artists become friends in our head. They really do. So these songs are friends. They're like loyal. They're more loyal than friends. They're more loyal than friends, right? They're not going to go anywhere, and they'll always be there for you. Okay. So 2003, Winona comes out with a new album. I'm listening to it. Lots of great songs on it. Hits #1 on the country charts. There's what would be called a B-side, track 5. There's this beautiful song. I'm listening to it. It's, of course, it's Winona singing it, so it's like going to church or wherever you go. I'm listening to this, and I'm like, oh, this is deep, this is deep. Then she gets to the chorus, and she sings. Again, I was going to print it out to look normal. Like, let me read you, but I know it. She sings the chorus, which comes off like an anthem. She sings, I will be here, I will be strong. I'll face my fears when the night is long and still go on. May I go on? Second part reads, I will be brave, I will be bold. I will follow my faith to a higher road. I'm not there yet, but I will be. Okay, when I heard this, I'm looking around in my car, Ford Focus at the time. Looking around in my lonely little Ford Focus, I'm like, who can I tell? And that's been my whole life, by the way. I hear something, see something I like, I love, and my first thought is, who can I tell? You're like that too, right? Who can you tell? Of course, there's no one to tell. This song never came on the radio. It wasn't one of the singles. Okay, life goes on, but I'm loving it in my little CD player, okay? I've got my I Will Be song. I love it. Then, few months later, I'm at a used CD store. Remember those? So I go into this old used CD store in, I think it was Austin, Texas. And I'm going through and I find this 1999 CD. I'm looking through the tracks and there is a song called I Will Be. And I look at the writers because, of course, by this time I'm so into the song that I know who the writers are, or at least their names. And I see the name Bob Farrell and Tanya Leah. And I'm looking at the back of this going, oh. So, of course, I buy it so I can hear yet another version of this song. So now this song is like totally all around me. So now I think, okay, I have to reach out to these writers and let them know how much I love this this song. OMG, I love this song. Of course, no one's playing it on the radio. Apparently, it went unnoticed at least once back in 99. It's going somewhat unnoticed in 03. And I mean unnoticed in terms of like, national radio play and music video stuff. There's nothing. So let me at least reach out to one of the writers. I reached out to Tanya Leah on, wait for it, I was over at the used CD store. Then I was over at MySpace. Went to MySpace, found Tanya Leah. I think the reason I reached out to Tanya versus Bob, the other writer, by the way, is because I couldn't find him. I couldn't originally find him, so I found Tanya Leah. So I find her on MySpace. I add friend or whatever, put her in my top 5 or whatever you do on MySpace. I added her on MySpace, and I sent her a message. I said, I found your song on this album and I love it. It's my anthem. It's my theme song. Then I found it on this album. OMG, it's everywhere. Little did I know. And I just want you to know that I love your music. I love this song. And thanks for being my anthem, my theme song. Okay, so I'm in Austin, Texas at the time. Life moves on. I don't. So I moved to San Francisco. Of course I did. I spent a few years in San Francisco. Then I moved to the East Coast. I'm in New York. Life goes on. Few more years pass. At this point, the only times that I've heard this song have been when I put those CDs in. One of those 2 CDs. I put them in and I hear my I Will Be anthem. It's about 2:30, 3 a.m. I'm at my gig in New York. My gig, by the way, is overnight control room. Oh my God, how I didn't fall asleep more often No one will ever know. So here I am on this overnight shift, 2:30, 3 a.m., and I am so far from this song. Personally, I was a bit lost at the time. You think I'm lost now? You should have seen me then. No, my God. I couldn't tell if I was coming or going. I couldn't make heads or tails out of anything. Oh, my God. It was bleak, okay? There I am. I'd say 3 a.m. That sounds more dramatic than 2:30, doesn't it? Okay, so it's about, give or take, 3 a.m. It's the middle of the night. That's the point. I'm so far from the song. I'm so far from my home in Austin, Texas. And I'm in this control room. In the middle of the night, I hear, I will be here, I will be strong. I hear this, I will be. What? Where? What other person on this planet is playing my CD? Where did you get my boombox? How did you find my... I look over. You're not going to believe what's playing on TV.
So who will you be?
I will be here.
I Will Be has returned to my life in the form of a prescription drug commercial, a national TV spot echoing from coast to coast. Millions of people are hearing the song, but they don't know they're hearing the song. They think they're hearing a prescription drug jingle, nothing else, which is kind of what they were hearing at the time. So I go back to the co-writer, Tanya Leah, and I send her another message. I think we've migrated to Facebook by this point. So we're no longer on MySpace, we're on Facebook. I sent her a note and I said, did you know... Of course she did. Check was in the mail. I said, did you know that you're on a commercial? That song, the song I keep emailing you about every few years, it's on TV. Like it's a da-na-na, it's a jingle. Okay. Once again, this is FENITY Friday, by the way. I'm Joseph Fenity. Welcome to therapy. I don't know if this is church or therapy, a little bit of both. What is your favorite song? What is the song that stopped you in your tracks? That's the FENITY Inquiry of the Night. By the way, if you haven't shared this video with anyone, please do so now. Do a start, watch party, do whatever. Hit the share button, copy and paste, send to a friend, whatever. So I try to move on with my life, something I've never really gotten the hang of. I try to move on with my life, and time moves on. I don't. Here we are another few years later, and I'm about to leave New York to move here to Los Angeles. So here I am leaving New York, about to move to LA. It's my last week, my very last week in New York. And I see a post from this songwriter, this singer-songwriter. She says, hey, performing this week, come see me here in New York. Okay, here's my opportunity to finally see this song live. Again, I'm looking around to see who I can tell. Again, this is why we're doing the video, telling the world about I Will Be. I go to the show, but before I do, I send a message to this songwriter, Tanya Leah. I send her a message, and I said, hey, it's me again. Me again. I'm still here. I said, I am going to come to your show. It was a free show, by the way. Can I just say, of course I was going to pay $15-20 if I had to, but it was a free show. This story didn't get any better. Okay. I sent her a message and I said, I'm coming to your show because it's free. I'm coming to your show and I just want to know, and I hate to bring this up again, you know where this is going, but is there any way that you can add that I Will Be song to your set list? I would love. And I think I said, I'm leaving New York. You know, I need a great send-off. Would you please sing me this song? Here's what happened that night.
We're going to do one more, and is Joseph here?
Oh, right here.
Right there. All right. I don't know if any of you guys have been seeing this stuff on the Facebook. But Joseph and I have never actually met, but we've had this back and forth thing about this one song that I wrote a million years ago. And that did get cut by a couple of people, a few people. And it's his favorite song, and he is here.
What you're listening to is a bootleg edition. This is, I had my phone in my pocket. I hit the record button. 20 years later, right? First heard this song in 2003. The song first came out in 1999. Here, here we are, 20 years later, 2 decades later. The song first was recorded in 99. I first heard it in 03. Then it was stalking me, following me around. Again, I was not obsessed with the song. The song was obsessed with me, as you can tell in this story. So now, 20 years later, Tanya Leah, Eileen Angel, Lorraine Farrow, they're all together in this Inspire project. We have an interview with them coming up in just a few minutes. They are now on the 20th anniversary recording and releasing 6 songs, and one of them is I Will Be. Okay, so that's what we're doing tonight. We have an exclusive interview coming up with the Inspire Project, the women behind this project, Eileen Angel, Lorraine Farrow, and Tanya Leah, co-writer of I Will Be. We're going to talk about that song and all the other songs on this new album. So join me. We're going to be back here in just about, give or take 5 minutes. So top of the hour, come back here, go to fenity.live or hit the refresh. If you're watching this live, hit refresh at the top of the hour. And we're going to have a live interview with the 3 singer-songwriters that, change our lives. I'm Joseph Fenity, and I'm not back yet, but I will be. See you in a second.
So who will you be?
I will